So guys, what's going on? Instant match reaction. It finishes Brighton 4, Manchester United 0. Brighton 4, Manchester United 0. If you don't laugh about it, you cry. You really will as a Manchester United fan. I didn't think it could get any worse. Honestly, by the 60th minute, I was speechless. I was looking at the result, I was looking at the scoreboard, and I was speechless. To be 4-0 down to Brighton and Hove Albion, no disrespect for them. I said it in my preview, they're a solid side, they're going to give us a good game. But they look like prime Barcelona today. We made them look like that. They controlled the game and they dominated us from minute 1 to minute 90 and deserved every single one of those goals. The defence today, Jesus Christ, that was as open as anything. The midfield, oh my, Scott McTominay, he couldn't mark a statue if he tried. He couldn't. And he doesn't come off, but Matic does. And then to end it off, you're 4-0 down. And guess who's coming on the pitch? Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire's coming on the pitch when we're 4-0 down. One of the most hated players at the club. Like, Ranić, how bad do you want it to get? Like, Jesus, it's bad enough being 4-0 down to Brighton in 60 minutes. Getting dominated by Brighton throughout the whole game. Controlled the game. Every single one of those Brighton players, man by man, were 10 times the players that we had today. Were 10 times better the players we had on the field. And I'll tell you what, Scott McTominay couldn't mark a statue if he tried. He really couldn't. It was that bad today. It really was. Like, I thought the worst had gone. The times we got battered by Watford this season, the batterings we got from Man City and Liverpool. I thought after last week's performance against Brighton, how they looked like such a team, played well, played with confidence, won the game convincingly. I thought they were going to continue that for the last 2 games and end the season on a bit of a high. That's the least these players could do. But to see that, it's getting worse and worse and worse game by game. Like, what are we seeing now? What are we seeing out there? Do those players have no pride? Do those players have no grit? Honestly, you could have taken Ronaldo out of that squad and you wouldn't have noticed a difference. Because there was literally 0 point of having a striker on that field. Because we didn't do anything today. We didn't do anything. And some of these players just, the fans were chanting, you're not fit enough to wear the shirt. And that's, we've established that this season. Multiple players on that Manchester United team should never put a shirt on again. They really shouldn't. The likes of McTominay and, oh my, how badly do we need a fullback? Diego Dallo. Oh, was bad. Alex Telles. This awful performance today. There was not one player in that team that I think put in over 3.5 performance today. That's how bad it was. Like, I don't know how we can let it go worse and worse and worse. And I'll tell you what, Erik ten Hag, if he didn't think he had a hard enough job, to get this Manchester United team back to, at least contending for top 4 next season, Jesus Christ, he has now. If he's watching that, I tell you what, not many of those players will be included in that squad next season. I really will. And, of course you have the excuse, meaningless games. There's no point really trying. But you're Manchester United. That doesn't happen here. That doesn't happen in this club. There's a standard. You play for Manchester United. You play for one of the biggest clubs in the world. You go out there. You give 100% every single game. You give a performance for the fans out there that come and watch you week in, week out for 90 minutes. Especially for what we've done and how they perform this season. Like, honestly, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I really couldn't. 4-0 down in 60 minutes to Brighton. And no offence to Brighton, I said in my preview, they're a very good side. They are a very good side and deserve to be in the position they are this season because they're managed by a manager who knows what they're doing. They're managed by a manager, they have players in that side who want to play week in, week out. No matter if there's nothing meaningful about the game, they play week in, week out and they do it for their fans. And I'll tell you what, you've got to put some of the blame on Ranić today. To take off Matic, who's been one of our better centre mids in the last couple of months or so, to take him off over McTominay, who played horrendously today, and he got 90 minutes! 90 minutes! I tell you what, McTominay would play 90 minutes under Solskjaer every single week, and he continues to do the same. Like, what does he do? Like, the managers must have, his news. I'm not too sure. He must have something because McTominay is allowed to play week in, week out. Like, what? I don't get it. I don't get it. Week in, week out. Week in, week out. It gets worse and worse. Last week, These players played like they knew each other. They played convincingly. There was a rhythm to our game. And this week, they're strangers again. They don't know who each other are. Like, I don't get it with these players. I don't get it. They're some of the worst players I've ever seen. And now, after that result, we've equalled our worst... We've conceded 55 goals this season. 55. That's our worst, I think, since 1992. And this is going to be our worst season placed as well for a long time as well. Like, we had to win this game to at least equal our worst tally. And we couldn't even do that today. We couldn't even do that. And it is so hard to watch. You know, the team you love, the team you want to do well, week in, week out, perform like this. Like, I don't get it. Like, who picks these players to play week in, week out? I don't get it. And, you know, of course, you know, there's next season. We're going to have a new manager. So we're going to see some improvement. Well, I hope we do. And, you know, we have to get the right players in. But seeing that today, seeing that performance today, with how bad we've been this season, and, you know, to see that today where the players just dropped off. They didn't look like they could be asked today. And it is so hard to watch. And as I said, if you don't laugh about it, you will cry. But let's go on to the player ratings, guys. So, I mean, the team lineup going into the game, it was unchanged. So, you know the team last week. I won't say it out again because it was an unchanged squad. And, of course, Ronaldo leading the line up top. So, it was, as I said, the first couple of minutes or so, we didn't look in it. Brighton, man by man, as I said, were 10 times better than we were. Elanga today had a horrible performance. Cucurella absolutely demolished Elanga for the whole 90 minutes. McTominay, our midfield today, outrun from minute 1 to 90, like it has been so many times this season. And, you know, we just couldn't get a hold of the game. And that's why I thought last week, I know we were at home, but there was something about this team. It's the same team out there, and they're playing completely differently than we saw last week. It's the same team out there. We don't have no rhythm, no control of the game, and Brighton have dominated us. And then, of course, the first one went in, and then the second one went in, then the third one went in, and by the 60th minute, it was 4-0. Honestly, one of the worst defences I've seen, one of the worst first half performances I've seen from Manchester United this season, one of the worst performances I've seen from Manchester United this season, and I honestly think next week it's probably going to be worse again against Crystal Palace, because right now they're playing much better than Brighton. So, honestly, the way we played today, it gives my head a bit of a wobble, it really does. I don't understand, like, many of us would go out there and put in a better shift than they did today, and that shouldn't be it. Like, they're not even working to the standard which should be set. And that's going out there and working and putting in a 10 out of 10 performance week in, week... Not 10 out of 10. Giving yourself 100% week in, week out. And they can't even do that. And, you know... we'll talk about this more at the end of the season, but there's a lot of things that need to be changed. And we said this for years, like, how many years do we say, or come to the end of a season like this and be like, things need to change next season, multiple times, and we never get it right, and that's our problem. But yeah, that's a new low. That is a new low for Manchester United now. Our worst tally, you know, our worst goal difference as well, I think. Conceding 55 goals, our worst since 1992, I think that's correct. And it's just been another... Like, last season was a low. Last season was a low as well. But this season, it's just got even worse than I thought it could get. And, you know, Rangnick has to be questioned today, and that's it for me. I mean, Rangnick came into a job which, yes, I get it. It's a job no manager can really fix at the moment, because you need different players. You need reinforcements in that side that are worthy of playing for Manchester United. So I knew it wasn't going to be an easy job. But what does he teach him in the training session? What does he do? I say this every week. I want to go and just watch a full training session that Manchester United do. Because I swear to you, I'm telling you now, I swear they go out there and Rangnick says, play football. He doesn't coach them anything. Play football. And they do that. They play their football. And knowing these players on the pitch, they don't have the best IQ. They don't have the best footballing ability. So just telling them to go and play football is not going to work with this bunch of players. So yeah, wow. Player ratings, guys. So David De Gea. I mean, I feel so bad for De Gea. So bad that he has to witness that on the field. Ronaldo was laughing when the fourth goal went in. He knows how bad we are at the moment. He knows how bad his performance was. So for me, De Gea made some good saves at times. But again, with the defence we had today and how leaky they were and how bad they were and easy to get through, I'm gonna give him the highest rating and probably man of the match again, because he kept this in it at times, and it could have been 5 or 6 and maybe even 7 or 8 if it wasn't for De Gea. So I mean, couldn't do anything about any of the goals. Like, first one, maybe you should be more aware, but, I mean, other goals, they were just goals he wasn't going to save. So for me, I'm going to give De Gea a 5, probably highest rating someone will get today. Diego Dalot, 2. Oh my, as I said, we need a right-back. Diego Dalot, who I thought, when he came back to Manchester United, was going to improve, was going to be a part of this Manchester United team going forward. But oh my, he can't cross for shit. He can't defend. Like, what can Diego Dalot do in this squad? So for me, I'm going to give him a 2. Telles, I'm going to give a 3. I thought Telles was a bit better, but again, going forward, useless. At the back, I mean, he did that with his man all right at times, but again, Brighton's wingers was all over our fullbacks today, so I'll give him a 3. Lindelof, I'm gonna give a 2. Thought Lindelof was poor today, really poor. I didn't think Varane was much better, so I'm gonna give both of them a 2 as well. I thought Varane today had one of his worst games in a Manchester United shirt. Like, the amount of times he lost the ball, made a few really bad passes. There was one point where the ball came over from a goal kick, I think, and he just headed it and gave him a chance to score. Luckily, Danny Welbeck put it wide, but yeah, Varane's gonna get a 2 for me. One of his worst performances. I mean, no, Lindelof's not the best. He's probably one of our better centre-backs. I'm going to say he isn't. But, yeah, he wasn't good today. And McTominay, I'm going to give a 1. McTominay, for me, like, every week he just seems to go to a new level of shit. A new level of shit, week in, week out. And as I said earlier, he couldn't mark a statue if he tried. That's how bad he was today. And they got outrun from minute 1 to minute 90. And the fact he didn't come off, it baffles me that Matic came off before he did, and McTominay played 90 minutes. So for me, McTominay gets a 1. Matic, I'm going to give a 4. I thought Matic was all right today, of course. With Matic and Mata, they don't really have the legs anymore. Even though he's been our better centre mid for the last couple of months or so, and he was leaving this season, he's probably been our best CDM. If that's probably arguably maybe, but yeah, him today couldn't get control of the ball, and Matic is normally quite calm in midfield, but the fact we were so bad we couldn't get control of the ball, he was pretty useless today. So for me, I'm going to give Matic a 4. I mean, a 3. I'm going to give Matic a 3. I didn't think it was fair because they were both shit today. So yeah, I'm going to give him a 4 and a 3. And you move on to the likes of Bruno Fernandez, who me today had a few efforts at goal, to be fair. I will give him a 4. I thought in the second half much better. I thought, he was the one really trying to score goals. He was the only one in the team trying to find the net, find the back of the net. I thought Cavani did well when he came on, had a shot on target. But yeah, Bruno first half, really bad. Was going down easy again, losing the ball, making shit passes. So for me, I'm going to give Bruno Fernandez, I'll give him a 4 today. 4. Second half, he's probably one of our better players, but let me know what you guys think down below. And you move on to Alanga. I'm going to give him a 2 today. I was tempted to give him a 1, but it wasn't as bad as McTominay. So I'll give him a 2. But again, absolutely outclassed by Cucurella. He had Alanga on toast from minute 1 to minute 90. He really did. Alanga, really poor. I don't remember any times where he actually got at the ball and made a run, tried to go at the players, because every time Cucurella was there, much better than him today. So maybe that's Rangnick's fault for not making too much cover on that side. So for me, I'm going to give I'll give Alanga a 2. Then you have what's his name? Juan Mata today, oblivious, to be fair. Thought he was really poor today compared to last week, and that's the issue with these players. As I said, he doesn't have the legs to play week in, week out. He's not a Premier League level player anymore, and so I'm not going to put too much on him because last week he played well. He's been a good servant, but today he was useless. He really was. So for me, I'm going to give him a 2 as well. Then you have Ronaldo. For me, Ronaldo, I'm going to give him a 3 because, again, it's useless having a striker up there and giving him absolutely no service. And the fact we couldn't get control of the game today and get on the ball as much as we did last week, it doesn't help Ronaldo's case because, Ronaldo can track back as much as he wants, but when he doesn't get the service he needs, what do you expect him to do? As I said, you give Ronaldo one clear chance week in, week out, he scores. We didn't give him anything today. We didn't give him anything, and that was our problem. At the moment, Ronaldo is the only one in his team who can score goals week in, week out. And that's another problem we have as well. So the fact we didn't get into it didn't give us much hope today of getting anything from this game, from the first half, to be fair, when I was watching that. So for me, Ronaldo gets a 3, but nothing you can do about it. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's it. So let me know what you guys think down below, guys. I thought Rangnick today, you have to put it on him to an extent. But again, the players on the pitch, they were really a disgrace. And as I said, many of those, like, I didn't think it could get worse. I thought the worst that had gone. I thought those results against Watford, Man City, Liverpool, and even more than that, when we've got probably a lot more than that, because we had so many bad results this season. I thought they were gone. I thought the last few games we were going to really just put something together, send off the fans happy, but it just gets worse and worse, and this is how we have to cope with it at the moment. That's the reality, and that's a new low we've gone down to. So let me know what you guys think down below, guys. Man of the match, De Gea, but again, it's really hard to see your team that you watch every week and you love perform like that. And perform like I have this season, it's just not good enough. It's embarrassing. It's disgusting. It really is. But let me know what you guys think down below. It'll be interesting to see what Ranić and other players will have to say after this game. But yeah, one more game left to go. One more game left to go. One more game until the season's ended. Let's hope this goes really quickly and we can look forward to next season and the summer transfer window. That's what I'm really, really excited about. That's when I'll be really thinking, depending on what players we get in, whether I can look forward to next season. But let me know what you guys think down below. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to smash a like. Comment your thoughts down below. But anyway, guys, that's it. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.